everyone, it's Phil here from the Tudor Tours, and I thought I would put together this video just to tell you, and actually show you as well, an experience that I had 3 years ago. Now the experience that I had was sleeping or spending 24 hours in an Elizabethan priest-hide at a house called Harvington Hall in Worcestershire. Now we're currently in the middle of the pandemic, the coronavirus. Many of us are self-isolating and or maybe we've got health conditions and we've got to stay at home. People are panic buying and buying loads of food. The world's gone absolutely crazy, it really has. But for Catholic priests at the time of Elizabeth, and particularly also James I, you had no choice but to be in one of these hides for possibly days on end with very minimal food and drink. Now, if anyone wants me to go into more detail about how all these came about and the religious settlement, I can do that in a later video. Just please let me know if you want to hear me talk about that, because this topic is extensive. It's a topic that's very rarely taught or spoken about, because of course history is written by the victors, and we all perceive Elizabeth I to be, you know, this amazing queen, Gloriana, the Virgin Queen. But if you're a Catholic at the time, well, at that time, you wouldn't be looking at Elizabeth in the same light as we do today. Now, in 1585, England is officially at war with Spain, and at the same time, it is then made illegal for a Catholic priest to even set foot in England. So, of course, priest hides are there to house them and to keep them safe, because if they're caught, they're going to be hanged, drawn, and quartered. And priest hides were found in houses by wealthy Catholics. They were also known as recusants. Now, recusants were these people that were refusing to attend the Church of England service and being fined £20 a month. That equates to £4,000 in today's money. But another law was passed in 1593 stating that recusants weren't allowed to travel outside of 5 miles of their own property. So they're being contained, they're isolated in their house. There were many other laws and things that were put on Catholics at this time, and again I could discuss this if you want me to later on. But priest hides, the first known priest hide in England was in 1574 in York. But really, the main time they were being built, the time span was between 1588, so the time of the Spanish Armada, right through until 1605 at the time of the Gunpowder Plot. Now, a priest hide is self-explanatory. What happens? They hide. It's pretty much self-explanatory. Some of them are small in diameter, some of them are a lot larger. Now, the one that I slept in is 5'9" in length, 5 foot across, and 6 foot high, which is quite a roomy, quite a spacious hide as hides go. But in a moment, you're going to see clips of me actually in the hide. I did have a night vision camera in there with me, and you would see how hard it is to be contained in one of these spaces. Now, a raid happened at a house called Baddesley Clinton in October 1591. It lasted for 4 hours, which is a very short amount of time. Now, fortunately for the priests, the lady who was living there was a lady called Anne Vaux. Now, you may see her name mentioned and people pronounce it as Vo or Vox, but the pronunciation is Vaux for her name. She was a very strong individual woman, a woman you really wouldn't cross, I wouldn't have thought, looking at some of the accounts that have been written about her. An amazing woman. Basically, she fed them, she bribed the priest hunters, and she told them to leave, so they'd gone within 4 hours. But on the other end of the scale to that, the longest search ever recorded was 12 days at a house called Hindlip. Now, the search happened 2 months after the Gunpowder Plot, so the house was searched in January 1606. 2 men gave themselves up after 4 days, only having an apple between them. But after 8 days, 2 priests were found pretty much half dead. One of them was Father Edward Oldcorn. Unfortunately, he was executed in Worcester, and the other was the Jesuit superior, Father Henry Garnet, who was executed down in London. Now, the longest time a priest stayed in a hide and came out alive was 11 days. Now, just imagine that for a moment. We're panic buying and we're worried about, well, I'm not panic buying, but people are panic buying and thinking that they're going to be trapped indoors. Try and be trapped in a priest hide for 11 days with the most minimal food that you can imagine, bits of bread and what have you. It's going to be tough. The other thing, just to point out at this stage as well, that history doesn't always tell us this, but under Elizabeth I, around 130 Catholic priests were executed and 60 recusants, so around 200 people were executed purely for their faith. A lot of these people, you have to remember, are actually innocent. That's always worth noting, because of course we did have Catholic plots. We had the Throckmorton plot of 1583, we had the Babington plot, of course, which is probably the most famous one. And of course Mary Queen of Scots was executed soon after that plot. But now I'm going to let you see my time in the priest hide. I hope you enjoy, and let me know what you think. See you later. Goodbye. I haven't got a clue what I'm doing in this priest hole. It's dusty, it's dirty, so I'm going to have a look around the hide. This is my home for 24 hours. So up there, where my finger's pointing, is the stairs. So that's the escape route out of this hide. There's my little step to get out. Just pan round and have a look. There's my water and my little pea pot. And the worst of it is, I'm spending it with this man here. So all I'm going to do now is just sit and wait. I'm not going anywhere, and I'm just I'll report back in a few hours' time. But I've got no watch, so I don't know what the time is. So wish me luck. I'll see you later. Bye bye. I don't know how long I've been in here. It doesn't feel very long. I've probably hazarded a guess to say about an hour and a half, 2 hours. It feels like I've been in here for ages. I do not know what I'm going to do for the rest of the evening. I think it's still light outside. There's a few cracks. The light is getting a bit darker in here. There's a few loops of light that are creeping in and now starting to disappear. The house is very quiet. It is pure silence because there's no roads running nearby. A lot of places will have natural noises, but there's no real natural noise of the house. So very strange. It's very dark. It's quite warm in here. I'll be honest, at the moment it's quite warm. The mice haven't come out yet. I'm a bit worried. I've just had an apple, and I'm wondering what to do with the core of the apple because I don't know. Obviously, mice are going to be attracted to it. So I've got my bread, and as you'll see, sort of sitting on top at the minute, my little Hovis loaf on top of my pot where I'm going to wee in, keeping that out of the way really for the mice. Got to say, I'm itching like mad. There's cobwebs everywhere. It is dusty. It is filthy in here. I did not realise how dirty this hole was until coming in. So I'm absolutely knackered. I don't know what time it is. I would hazard a guess at about 9:30. That's my guess. So that was wishful thinking. It's either later than that, which I doubt it, or it's around that time. If it's not that time, I'm going to cry because it really is. Like, I'm knackered now. I'm ready to drop off. But the thing is, as well, I know if I fall asleep, I'm going to wake up to a rat or a bloody mouse or something. I've had to hide the apples as best as I can in my pea pot. I haven't had a wee yet, but I've hid them in there so that they don't get eaten. And I'm trying to lie down as best I can, but I keep itching. It's quite dusty. It's getting cold. And the problem is, it's so quiet. It's too quiet.
There's no noise. There's no natural noise anywhere. And it's dark. And it's getting cold. And that's it really. Okay, right then. So it's me back in the pre-site, obviously. I haven't got a clue what time it is. It's got to be early hours. Been asleep. Absolutely shattered. And this is by far the hardest bit now. Good morning. I think it's morning. Wow. What an uncomfortable night's sleep that was. What a strange night I've had. I've slept quite a lot, I think. All I've done is just dreamt about priest holes. I've literally dreamt about this room all night. I've not had another dream other than priest holes. So uncomfortable. Shoulders, I keep leaning on the shoulder, they're hurting, my legs are aching. Just not a comfortable experience in the slightest. How these guys used to stay in here for days on end, God only knows. I've probably done 12 hours. Probably not even that yet. And I'm struggling. Okay, so here I am, just under the stairs. Haven't got a clue again what time it is. People have been from Hereford and Worcester today, the news station, radio station, sorry. So I've heard them walking around the house. They've been outside the stairs. The reporter's actually been in the hide. She came just into the entrance of the hide. She didn't speak to me, as I'm supposed to be in here in silence, so I'm not talking to anyone. I think it's probably a good opportunity to actually tell you about the hide as well, because this hide that I'm in, the one under the stairs, is actually called a double hide. Now, the reason this is double hide, excuse me, it's so dusty down here. I'm actually in the first part of the hide at the minute. It's where the camera is. So when you lift the steps up, there's a little compartment, and you'll see here there's a box of like jewels, sort of jewellery and that kind of thing. And the reason for it, when the Pursuivants and the priest hunters came around, they would open the stairs up and they may find the first hide. So what they'll do, they'll take all of those jewels that you can see there, and they'll do a runner. So they wouldn't tell anyone what they found. More than likely, you wouldn't tell your boss, the superior priest hunter. And behind here, where I actually am, I'm in this sort of like a little bit of a doorway thing here, bit of wood either side, and this would have been covered over. So Brother Leo down here would have been totally safe. So they wouldn't have touched this hide. You'd have been totally fine. So they found the first part. I just think it's a compartment where the family keep the family jewels. But what do they don't know. There's a massive room behind. I say a massive room. You think it's big until you spend 24 hours in it and you realise it's tiny and it's claustrophobic. And yeah, what one of the other volunteers pointed out yesterday, James, up here, you might be able to see it. There's a latch on there. Now, looking back at old pictures, I'm sure this was gutted. So I don't know if that's something original that would have been on the stairs or that's something they've put in. But unfortunately, I can't show you because the camera won't reach on the lead. Just to the side of me here, I will show it in a little later on. To the side of me, inside here, there is looks like some original sort of like hinges on the wall. So where the door or something would have come across here. So it's fascinating stuff, really. When you come in, you can really see some of the things. There's a few things above my head here. They're like old rusty kind of, don't know what they are really, but I suppose it's something to keep the door across here in place, I would have thought. I'm not finding myself it. I'm not finding it very. I'm not very hungry. I don't know why that is. I think it's because it's so dirty. I don't really want to eat. I've only had one apple, one piece of bread, and I'm guessing now. I'm guessing I've done about 14 hours, 15 hours. Yeah, I haven't had much to drink. I've only had one wee. So I think I'll have to start stuffing my face a little bit later on. Once again, as I always say, I haven't got a clue what time of day it is. I'm going to go with I'm going to go for 10 a.m. So I'm going to go for at this time. What I'm going to do is just going to show you the inside of the door of the hide here. And hear the hall telephone going off. So if I look here, look, see that there, and there's one up there as well. So that little doorway you see there would have been covered. And so you see these little things that's up here as well. I'm guessing they're all original. And there's something there where you put a latch through as well, or a bolt through. They're quite cool stuff. There's me wheat pot and me apples. Just a case again of just sitting here and see what happens. I've tried nodding off a few times with a little nap. You do a hell of a lot of thinking when you're down here. What you think about is think about everything you can think of. Not a lot you can do. It's quite boring. The one thing I hate is not knowing what time of day it is. I mean, that's the biggest thing. You don't know what time of day it is. You don't know where you are. Well, you know where you are, but you don't know what. You just can't work it out. You think in your mind, oh, I'll be able to work out what it feels like. It feels like it's 8 o'clock. But I'm going with 10 o'clock because I've heard a few things. So the cleaners are here, so I can hear them. The phone's been ringing. In the hall, you can hear it in the office ringing. And I think some workmen have arrived as well to do something. So that's what I'm going with. That's the sort of time I'm guessing. It's so dark in here as well. I just can't. That's the thing you can't really see the darkness of in here. A few cracks in the floorboard. Weird not touching your phone as well. I mean, that's the thing that we all get really stuck with, don't we, nowadays? Your phone. My phone's always in my hand, but it hasn't been in my hand since I got in here. So you can imagine being a priest in here when they're searching the house. You can hear all the banging, because earlier on, Emma, the hall manager, was trying to show the lady into the priest hide in the library with the beam, and you could hear the beam fell off the thing it swings on. So that sounded that was scary. That's it really, and I will speak to you a lot later. Bye-bye. Right then, I'm back. So, I think I'm on the home stretch, I think. I have a feeling, I don't think it's midday yet, I don't think I'm far off. I hope I'm not bloody far off. No, my luck, it's probably about 10:30. So, I feel like I haven't got all that many hours to go. I've definitely gone halfway, at least I know that bit. But I'm going to try and show on here some of the cobwebs. All dead spiders looking there. Look at that. Nice. This guy is dusty. He's terrible. Oh, brother Leo, he's disgusting. He's very dusty. But if I look up there, look. Not very nice. One thing I will say at the end of this, I'm going to be extremely well rested. I've slept quite a bit. I've had another little bit of a nap, which is good. And take my hat off. My head is itching like mad. I can't wait to have a shower, to be honest. One thing I want to try and get into my head is the fact that I'm not getting hunted. I'm not getting searched for. So obviously I can talk. I have been not been loud as such, but I've just hurt myself, so I've probably said things I shouldn't do out loud and certain things. So the people have been walking around today, so you do hear banging, so you can get that sort of sense of what it must have been like a little bit, hearing the noises in the house that aren't too far away from where you are, and you're just concealed in this little room. It's just so uncomfortable in here. I just can't wait to get into my own bed later, but there we go. See you later. Bye bye. Hello. Right then. So we've got to be 4 o'clock at least now. I'm feeling rather excited because I want to get out of here now. I've had enough. This is tough. This has been very tough, I've got to say. It's all for a good cause though, and if it's to raise money for Harvington, I'll do anything as crazy as this again, because this place needs constant funding. We need to keep this place going because I want to be an old man by the time I've finished volunteering around here anyway. So I'm now sitting in the sort of doorway of the hide here, got my bum wedged in there. Let's have a pan down. This is what, if you were looking down on at me, you'd see this here. There's a few bits there. Walkie-talkie, the torch for emergencies to get out, and bread, and my little pot down there. The one thing I'm not looking forward to, the only bit of light I've been able to see pretty much all the way when I've been in here, is the camera light that I can see myself on the screen here. It's the only light I've really been able to see. There's a bit of light above me coming through from the floorboards. It's not great. It's not been too good at all. It's really dark. I think my eyes are going to be really sore. I've got a banging headache as well, which isn't too good. So yeah, I can hear someone outside. I would love to think it would be my time to come out, but it's obviously not. I'm going to sit myself down here again. Help myself down. I can't see a bloody thing. Right. Where's the floor? Where's the floor? Where's the floor? That's not the floor, is it? Oh, banner. I can't find this. Yes, I'm saying, I can see the camera light. I can't find my way down. Without treading on anything. There we go. There we go. Oh, there we go. 24 hours is a long time. A long time. Tough. And just think, I could have flown to Australia in this amount of time. That's how frightening it is. I've been stuck in this little room like this, and in that time I could have flown to Australia. It's been an amazing experience. One I won't do again in a hurry, but absolutely amazing to say I've spent 24 hours inside Harvington Hall's priest hides, or one of the priest hides at Harvington Hall. What an amazing thing to be able to say to people when the visitors come around the hall and I show people this hide. This always is the end of the tour as well. This hide is the last thing you show the guests. So you know, it's one thing that I can always say, that I've always done. But as I say, one I will not be doing in a hurry, not at all. So I hope you enjoy watching me struggle through 24 hours as much as I've enjoyed being here. I've very much enjoyed being there, but I've been extremely bored at times, and I've got a very bad headache. So I'm signing out. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
Oh man, that was mad. That was someone's idea. I don't know whose idea that was. I was never doing that again. Oh, not very nice.